Is your little one nearly 4 and you're wondering what the school application process is in the UK? Are you moving to the UK soon and wonder how will you go about all that? So my daughter has just got accepted into our first choice school starting in September, and I thought I would make this video sharing what the whole process is while it's still fresh in my mind. Hi there, my name is Sissy and I'm a mom of 2. So the first step is to consider where you're going to live. For state schools, the primary application system is managed centrally by the local council. So when you figure out exactly where you're going to be living, then you have to go to the local council website, and then they will have like a link to where you can go to apply. So school starts in September every year, and the application starts a year before. So the September before they are due to start is when the applications are going to open. So if your child turns 4, for instance, in August 2022, then they're eligible to start school in September 2022. But if they turn 4 in September 2022, then they're going to have to wait another year until the next September. So that's how it works. So you have to be applying a year before that they're due to start. So school is actually compulsory after the age of 5. So after they turn 4, then there's a year where they can go. So if you want them to go there and then well and good, you can. But if you want to wait another year, that's also allowed. Just make sure that they are in school by the time they turn 5. So after they turn 5, they should have started school. So it's a specific date. So it is the 31st of December, March and August. At those specific dates after their 5th birthday, they should be in school. So it's compulsory. So you fill in the application on your local council's website. It's going to include things like the child's name, date of birth, parents' names, your address, all these kind of things. You fill in the form and you submit. You're allowed to put up to 3 choices. So you put 3 choices of school, and you have to be really careful, and very important to figure out exactly what schools you want. So I will make a separate video on things to consider on choosing schools. So if you're applying to a faith-based school, then you might also need to fill in a separate supplementary information form. So this is usually good from the school itself. So you go to the school and then they'll want to ask for this other information. My daughter got into a faith-based school, and they, for instance, require information like if they've been baptized, they want a baptism card. Sometimes they want a letter from your like church, if you go to church, to see that you remember of that church. So things like that you have to be putting as well. So make sure whatever schools you're applying to, go to the actual school's website and find out what else they are doing or what else they require. So all the eligibility criteria. If you're moving to the country after the school application process has closed, then don't worry about it. You can still apply. It's just that it's not going to be at the same time as everyone else. So in that case, you have to contact your local council, and then they'll let you know which schools still have places left, and then you apply to those directly. Also, if you're applying and you're applying at a time where you think you might be moving, because that happened to us, then actually there's an extended deadline where they say that to this date you can still let us know that maybe you're moving, and then they can give you different choices. So you can start your application in September when you're still living in this place, but then you think you might have moved by the time school starts. So there's an extended deadline where they're like, by this date is when you can change. So then you change your school choices to the ones in your new location. In April, so remember the application starts in September, the deadline usually is in January, and then in April they release the offers. So they're going to give you offer of school. So if you got your first choice, then perfect, that's that. If you got your second choice and you don't want it, you can also accept and then ask to be put on a waiting school for your first choice school. And then in that case, once an offer is available, so in case somebody didn't accept in the other school or a place becomes available, then they can give you a second offer, and then you accept or decline this. If you do completely decline all options, like if you knew all the options and you decline all of them, you have to prove to the council that you've got a plan for where your child is going to go. So either you're going to homeschool them, or if you're going to take them to private school. So private schools operate a separate system, so they don't have a centralized system, but you have to apply to each of them directly. So if you're going to consider a private school, then you have to know about that. If you're going to homeschool as well, then you let them know. So the admission criteria in different schools varies, but generally looked after children get priority. Children who have a sibling in that school have priority. Children whose address is closer to the school have priority. And also if it's like a faith-based school, children who have that same religion also have priority. So make sure you look at the school's criteria and see what your chances are of getting accepted into that school. So it's as easy as that, guys. You just fill in the application, submit, and you wait. So if your child is under the age of 4, then you're going to need other options of childcare, and in this video here I did explain all the options of childcare available in the UK.